All right, let's dive into some Bitcoin price predictions today.
Yeah, always a fun topic.
That's right,
Lots to unpack there.
for sure.
Definitely.
We're looking at this article from Cointelegraph.
Okay.
It's called Historically Accurate Decaying Peaks Study Sees Bitcoin Price at 164K by 2025.
Kitschy.
It is catchy, right?
Yeah.
This was published on August 14th, 2024.
Right.
And we're going to break this down
Sound good.
so that you can understand what this research is suggesting about Bitcoin's price
Okay.
without having to,
Get too technical.
get too deep in the weeds.
All right.
But the really interesting thing is this study actually predicted the 2021 Bitcoin peak.
Oh, wow. That's
interesting.
That's what caught my eye, too.
Yeah.
Like, getting that right
Yeah,
makes you want to hear what else they have to say.
exactly. So before we even get into their predictions, let's just recap a little bit about where Bitcoin has been recently.
Sure.
It hit that all-time high of $73,881 in March 2024.
Right.
But since then, it's been kind of stuck, right?
Yeah, it's been struggling.
Between
Yeah.
$60,000 and $70,000.
60,000, 70,000, yeah.
But we're seeing some bullish signs above $60,000.
Right.
Recently, there was even a 3.5% jump just yesterday.
Yeah, some positive momentum there for sure.
Yeah, so
This is where this whole decaying peaks thing comes in.
okay, so tell me what decaying peaks is.
Sure.
What is that?
Well, it's not as ominous as it sounds.
Okay.
It's more about diminishing returns.
Oh.
So the idea is that as an investment opportunity gets more and more adopted by the public, those big gains that you see initially start to, taper off a little bit.
Level out.
Yeah, so you can think about it like a new gadget comes out
Oh, okay.
and everybody wants it right away.
Yeah.
The hype is crazy.
Yeah.
But then as more and more people get it, it starts to level out a little.
Right.
It's not as...
Everyone has it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
That's the basic concept.
Yeah. Okay, and so how is this researcher, Sminston,
Right.
how is he using this concept
Well-
with Bitcoin?
He's looked at the data from previous Bitcoin bull cycles.
Right.
So we're talking 2011, 2013, 2017.
Uh-huh.
And he's basically built a model
Okay.
to predict future peaks using this idea.
Okay.
And this is what's interesting.
Yeah.
His model predicted a 2021 peak of $65,732.72.
Oh, wow.
The actual peak was $64,682.72.
That's so
It's
close.
like a difference of just over $1,000.
That is amazingly accurate.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder, how,
Yeah.
how did he do that?
What else is he going to say?
Yeah.
Okay, so what is his model predicting
Okay, so
for Bitcoin moving forward?
this is where it gets interesting.
Okay.
This study, it lays out quarter by quarter price targets
Okay.
all the way to 2025.
Okay.
And it's saying we're going to hit a peak of $164,150.51 by the end of 2025.
That's
Six-figure Bitcoin.
That's a bold prediction.
Is bold.
Wow.
Very bold.
But I mean, we should probably
We got to be cautious, right?
consider.
Only using 4 market cycles to predict the future.
Yeah, is that enough data
Yeah.
to be that confident?
You made a good point.
Yeah.
It's definitely a limited data set.
Yeah.
Um,
I just, it's impressive, but
it's impressive.
it makes you wonder
Yeah.
what else, what other factors
Right. What else is going on?
are contributing to that?
Yeah. Did they factor in halving events,
Yeah.
macroeconomic conditions?
Right.
Are there any other kind of unique insights
Right.
into Bitcoin adoption rates or things like that?
Yeah.
That would really kind of bolster that analysis.
Exactly. More data points
Yeah.
would definitely give us
A clearer
a
picture.
more comprehensive picture.
For sure.
But there's another model
Right.
that also points to this idea of Bitcoin reaching 6 figures.
Yep. The Bitcoin power law.
Okay. Tell me about the Bitcoin power law.
Okay. So it's this really fascinating concept
Okay.
that basically says
Yeah.
Bitcoin hasn't historically peaked
Yeah.
until its price breaks through this specific line on the chart.
Oh, okay.
So like a linear regression line.
Oh,
And right now, Bitcoin is trading below that line,
okay.
which sits around $88,000 right now.
Interesting.
But the model's saying that line is going to be around $100,000
Oh, okay.
by early 2025.
Okay.
So if history repeats itself,
Yeah.
Bitcoin's next peak
It's going to have to
would have to be above $100,000.
surpass $100,000
Yeah.
to really follow that pattern.
Exactly.
Wow. So we have 2 different models,
Two different models
both hinting at this.
pointing towards the same thing.
6-figure Bitcoin
Pretty interesting.
in the coming years.
It is interesting.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild to think about.
Yeah, those are some big numbers.
Big numbers.
Yeah.
We've seen some pretty crazy price swings in the past, but
It's crypto.
this is next level.
Yeah, it's definitely exciting.
Yeah.
No doubt about that.
Yeah.
But you got to remember, these are predictions.
Right.
Not guarantees.
Right.
Keep a level head.
For sure.
Cryptocurrency, it's volatile.
Yeah, it's a roller coaster.
You got to be prepared for those ups and downs.
You got to be in it for the ride.
That's part of the thrill, right?
Yeah, for sure.
That potential for those big wins.
Right.
It's part of the draw.
Yeah.
But it also means you need to be smart about how you approach it.
Absolutely.
It's not just about chasing those big numbers.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about Bitcoin's recent performance. We've explored these different price prediction models.
Yeah.
You've given us some really important things to think about.
Sure.
What are your thoughts so far?
What's standing out to you? Well, I think what stands out to me is both these models.
Yeah.
They rely heavily on historical data.
Right.
And it makes me think about the limitations of that approach.
Okay.
You know, the past can inform us,
Yeah.
but it doesn't guarantee future results, especially in a market like crypto,
Especially in a market like this.
which is so dynamic and unpredictable.
It's dynamic.
You know, what about those black swan events?
Oh,
Those things no one sees coming.
unpredictable.
That could really throw things off.
Like what?
Well, I mean, like a sudden regulatory change
Oh, okay. Yeah.
or some kind of like groundbreaking new tech
Right.
that disrupts the whole thing.
Like, we can't predict that.
Those models can't predict that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why it's important to be critical.
Right.
Question assumptions.
Yeah.
Look for those blind spots.
And you mentioned this earlier, the upcoming U.S. CPI data release.
Yeah.
Could that be one of those events that,
Oh,
that
definitely.
makes things up?
Yeah, CPI data, it gives us a sense of inflation,
Okay.
and the Fed's response to inflation
Mm-hmm.
can have a ripple effect across all markets,
Okay.
including crypto.
Right.
So it's a reminder that,
That's so connect.
the macroeconomic factors play a role here.
Not just these isolated models.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. So long-term predictions, very exciting,
Uh-huh.
but short-term,
A little murkier.
a little bit murkier.
Yeah.
Okay.
A little more uncertain.
So let's talk about the short term.
Sure.
What are some of the things we should be watching for right now?
So since August 6th,
Okay.
Bitcoin has rebounded about 14%,
Okay.
but it's hitting some resistance
Okay.
between 62,000 and 63,800.
All right.
Keep an eye on the 50 and the 100-day exponential moving averages.
Okay.
Those are acting as potential support levels.
All right.
But the good news is
Yeah.
Bitcoin just climbed back above the 200-day EMA,
Oh, okay.
which signals some strong buying pressure.
So are we going to see a break above $62,000?
It's possible,
Okay.
but maintaining a position above $60,000 is key.
Okay.
If it drops below that, it could signal a shift in momentum.
Right. And again,
Technical analysis.
it can give us clues, but
Not a crystal ball.
there's not a crystal ball.
We need to consider all these factors together to
Right.
get the full picture.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit.
Sure.
I want to talk about something you touched on earlier,
Okay.
the importance of multiple perspectives.
Right.
It's easy to get caught up in the height,
Is
especially with all these price predictions.
especially in the crypto space.
Yeah, flying around.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
Yeah.
I mean, no single model or analysis
Right.
has all the answers.
Exactly.
That's why it's important to diversify your sources.
Yeah.
Consider different viewpoints
Mhm.
and be willing to challenge your own assumptions.
Oh, that's good.
You don't want to fall into that confirmation bias trap
Yeah.
where you're only looking for information that
Yeah.
confirms what
Yeah.
you already believe.
That's like having blinders on.
Exactly.
You only see what you want to see,
You're missing the whole picture.
especially in a world that's changing as quickly as crypto.
Yeah, you got to stay open to new information.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Different perspectives.
It's about having that healthy skepticism,
Yeah.
asking questions, digging deeper.
Right.
That's how you make informed decisions.
Not just following the hype train.
Yeah, you got to be careful with that.
So, have you been doing any digging
Yeah.
into any other research?
Yeah, I have.
What are some of the other perspectives you've come across?
Well, one thing I've been thinking about
Mm-hmm.
is, this whole idea of Bitcoin as a long-term investment.
Okay. Yeah.
We're talking about price predictions for 2025.
Yeah, short term.
But what about the bigger picture?
Right. Long term.
Where does this fit into a long-term portfolio?
Yeah, that's a great question.
It's easy to get lost in those day-to-day or even,
Yeah.
year-to-year price swings.
Right.
But we got to remember,
Mm.
cryptocurrency, it's still a relatively new asset class.
Yeah. It is.
We're still figuring it out.
Yeah, we're in the early stages.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
So how should we be thinking about Bitcoin in a long-term investment strategy?
Right.
I think you got to start with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
What are your investment goals?
Right.
What's your risk tolerance?
Yeah. Are you looking for short-term gains?
Right.
Or are you okay with riding the waves?
Exactly.
In the long haul.
Exactly. Are you comfortable with that volatility?
Right.
Because Bitcoin...
Double-edged sword.
Yeah, I mean, the volatility can be great.
Yeah.
Big gains.
Huge gains.
But also...
big losses.
Yeah. You got to be prepared for that.
You got to know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah, exactly. Do your research.
Right.
Understand the risks.
Right.
Never invest more than you can afford to lose.
Golden rule.
And diversify.
Right. Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Exactly.
So considering all of that, what role do you think Bitcoin could play in a well-diversified portfolio?
I mean, some people see Bitcoin as a hedge against inflation.
Okay.
Like digital gold.
Okay.
Some see it as a store of value.
Yeah.
In a world that's increasingly uncertain.
Interesting.
There's also this growing idea that Bitcoin is digital gold.
Right. It's a finite asset in a world of endless fiat currency printing.
Makes sense.
But I think regardless of which narrative resonates with you, you got to approach Bitcoin as a long-term investment.
Okay.
Not a get-rich-quick scheme.
Not a pump and dump.
Yeah, you got to be patient.
This is a long game.
This is a long game.
Yeah.
The technology's still developing.
Yeah.
It's still early.
It's like the early internet days.
Exactly. And speaking of technology,
Yeah?
what about blockchain?
Oh, yeah, we haven't talked about that.
We've been laser focused on price.
Right.
But blockchain, that's the real game changer.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, Bitcoin...
just one application.
It's just one application.
Yeah.
Blockchain has so much more potential.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Give me the blockchain 101.
Okay.
Why is this such a big deal?
Imagine a world
Okay.
where transactions are secure,
Yeah.
transparent,
Okay.
instantaneous.
All right.
And you don't need all those middlemen,
Oh, okay.
those intermediaries, cutting out the middleman.
Yeah, exactly. Cutting out the middleman who slows things down.
Yeah, adds costs.
Adds cost. Yeah, that's the promise of blockchain.
Wow.
Creating a system of trust that's built into the technology itself.
So it's bigger than Bitcoin going to the moon.
Way bigger.
This is like changing
It's about changing the foundation.
of how our financial systems work.
The way we think about money.
Wow.
And it goes beyond finance, too.
Oh, okay.
We're talking supply chain management,
Okay.
healthcare,
Wow.
voting systems,
Oh, okay.
intellectual property rights, you name it.
Blockchain is touching it.
Blockchain's got the potential.
Yeah, the implications are pretty crazy.
It's mind-blowing.
Yeah.
We're talking about a technology that could change how we interact with the world.
And we're still early.
And it's still early.
I mean, it's exciting.
It's exciting.
It's also a bit overwhelming.
It is a lot to take in,
Yeah.
but it's also an opportunity to learn, to get involved,
Right.
and be a part of shaping the future.
Yeah.
For sure.
And remember,
Yeah.
even with all this amazing technology,
Mm-hmm.
the most important thing is to stay informed.
Right.
Think critically
Yeah.
and make decisions that are right for you.
Be responsible.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we've covered a lot today,
We have.
from those crazy Bitcoin price predictions
Yeah.
to the mind-blowing potential of blockchain.
It's a lot.
What are your final takeaways for our listeners?
I think it's all about balance.
Okay.
You got to recognize the exciting potential
Yeah.
of both Bitcoin and blockchain.
Right.
But you also got to acknowledge the risks.
Yeah.
So do your research,
For sure.
stay informed, and never lose sight of your own financial goals.
Great advice. Could have said it better myself.
It's been fun.
This has been an incredible deep dive.
It has.
I hope you're walking away with some food for thought.
I hope so too.
Until next time, stay curious.
Keep learning.